Are you looking for a step-by-step guide to sending direct mail the correct way? Well, let me show you how it's done. Now, when it comes to sending direct mail, you should be very, very strategic because it's going to be one of your expensive forms of marketing. Sending out yellow letters can start out at 97 cents a piece, and sending out postcards can start out at around 45 to 47 cents a piece. Now, of course, the bigger the quantity, the cheaper it would actually be. If you send 200 yellow letters, with it being around 99 cents a piece, you'll probably be spending around $200 just to send off 200 letters. So now I'm gonna break down to you what I mean when I say be strategic. So basically, we wanna go from the cheapest forms of marketing to the most expensive forms of marketing. And of course, your cheapest forms of marketing are gonna be ringless voicemails, SMS, and cold calling. So you may be able to send a text message for 0.0075 cents, or you might be able to send a ringless voicemail for 0.0085 cents. And of course, cold calling is just a flat rate every single month, which would only be $119 per month if you use $1. Now, after you send an SMS 4 times to the prospect that you skip trace, and after you send 4 ringless voicemails to the prospects, and after you cold call the prospects 4 times as well too, it's time to figure out a different way that you could potentially reach that seller. One of the ways is direct mail. Now, like I said before, it's going to be way more expensive because if you're sending out a batch of 200 with Yellow Letters HQ, that's what I use, it's going to be 99 cents per lead that you submit to send a yellow letter. And for a postcard, it's going to be 47 cents per postcard that you send. So that is why I say this should be your last option when it comes to marketing to your sellers. Now, you should also send direct mail to sellers that you cannot get phone numbers for. I use REI Sift to keep track of my data, and whenever I skip trace using bat skip tracing and I don't get a phone number for a seller, and then I send it over to Skip Genie to get skip traced again, and it still doesn't come up with phone numbers or relatives or anything, then I know, okay, a lot of wholesalers are not talking to this particular seller. So my next option immediately after I upload this record back into REI Sift with no phone numbers is to send them a direct mail piece. Listen, you will be surprised how many deals you could potentially get from adding these sellers to a direct mail campaign, because a lot of wholesalers are not going to go the extra mile to try to get in contact with a seller. They're just going to toss that particular lead aside. Now, if you're getting any value from this content so far, please just hit the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for me. And that's going to show YouTube that you're getting value from this content, and they're going to push it out to a larger audience. And it's going to continue to help the channel to grow, and it's going to continue to help other people get started wholesaling real estate for free. And also, if you are sending direct mail, leave a comment down below. Let me know the direct mail service that you're currently using to send out your mailers. Now let's get back into the video. So now that you built your list of people that you're going to send direct mail pieces to, this is where a lot of people make the biggest mistake ever. What they try to do is they try to send out all the letters at once, and they only mail the sellers one time, and they wonder why they don't get responses from the sellers. You got to be versatile whenever it come down to sending direct mail. You got to send a postcard 1 month, then you got to send a yellow letter 1 month, then you should send a street view postcard 1 month. You have to be versatile with it. I recommend sending at least 6 different mail pieces over a 6-month span. Let's say that you have 4,000 addresses that you already sent SMSs to 4 times, or sent ringless voicemails to, or you skip trace and you didn't have any records. You didn't get any phone numbers back after skip tracing twice. What you would do with those 4,000 records, you wouldn't send all 4,000 on a Monday. For one thing, you're going to spend a lot of money at once. What you should do is split it into weeks. Send out 1,000 the first week, send out another 1,000 the second week, send out the next batch of thousands the third week, then you send out that last batch on the 4th week. So then at that point, you've hit everybody in that particular list. Now, if you do have the money where you can send them all at once, then that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But that will be my recommendation. And then when that next month roll around, you send out the next round with a different mail piece like I stated before. To me, that's the best way to do it. And if you do it that way, and if you built the best list that you possibly can, you're going to get responses. Now, you have to be patient with a direct mail campaign because yes, the letters have to go out, the letters have to be made, and the letters have to reach the seller. So be patient with the process. It's not going to be as quick as sending out a ringless voicemail or sending out text messages or cold calling, because you're using a mail service to actually get that done. Now, if you want to do it a free way, you can actually handwrite each individual letter, which will take a lot of time. You still have to buy your stamps to go on the postcard. Like I said said before, I use Yellow Letters HQ to send out my letters. What I like about them is whenever they do send out your postcards, of course, if you have a return address on there, the letters or postcard will come back to you. And when they come back to you, you can either use a scanner to scan it in, or you can use a webcam on your computer to scan those return mail addresses in, so you won't mail those letters no more. And that's going to save you money whenever it comes to sending out your next round. But whenever those letters do come back, listen, that is golden. At that point, you see direct mail doesn't work. Sending out text messages and ringless voicemail doesn't work either. So your next option would be to either go door knock or either put them in a Google Ads campaign. Now that's a totally different topic. And if you have the excess funds to set up a Google Ads campaign or a Facebook Ads campaign, then do that. But if you can go and door knock that particular seller, I promise you there's a lot of wholesalers that are not out there doing that. So because it takes up so much time, but you better believe it's going to be deals in your stack of return mail, and you definitely would want to do something with it if direct mail doesn't work on top of your other marketing channels as well too. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hop into my computer and I'm going to show you how I identify sellers that I'm going to add to a direct mail campaign. And I'm going to take you into Yellow Letters HQ and show you how I use Yellow Letters HQ as another marketing channel. But you can see how hyper focused my list would actually be, so you won't be out spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on direct mail campaigns. You just have a hyper focused list to send your direct mail pieces to and still get a decent response. Let's hop into my computer. All right, so now we are in my computer and this is where I start. REI-CIF is the central location for all my data, and whenever I skip trace, I always update it inside of REI-CIF. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I come up with my hyper-focused direct mail list. So basically, I go into the filters, then I go to parameters, and then I go to skip trace yes, numbers no. And I add the filter, right? So next, I will go back into the filters again, and then I'm going to go to my tags, because I tag the numbers as well too. The tag that I normally use is batch skip tracing, and I'm also going to put REI skip. All right, so basically now you see that these are the records that I've skip traced twice and I haven't got phone numbers for. So what I would do, these particular records, I would add a direct mail tag, which 9 times out of 10 is already added to these records anyway, and I would add them to a direct mail campaign. So basically that's one way that I come up with my direct mail campaigns. Now the next way that I come up with my campaigns, I go directly to the tags and I type in SMS A04, then I type in RVM A04, and I type in the cold call attempt as well too. Now I'm going to add another filter, which will be property status, and I'm going to go to do not include any of my statuses that I have created. So that means that I sent 4 messages, I sent 4 ringless voicemails, and I haven't got a response. So as you can see, it's 131 records that I've already added to a direct mail campaign, and I actually sent 4 different rounds. So combining these records with the records that I never got phone numbers for, that'll definitely put me around 200 records to send direct mail pieces to. Now we're going to go into Yellow Letters HQ, and I'm going to show you how this process would actually work whenever you're sending out your hyper-focused mailing campaign. All right, so basically you either can select letters or you can select postcards. So I'm just going to select postcards, and we're going to choose first class postcards. And you see they have different examples up here that you can go by. Then you have the templates. You can choose the different fonts, which is completely up to you. Choose the font color, black, red, whatever you want. Your background, which can be white, pink, yellow, glossy, yes or no. And you can actually put what you would want your mail pieces to say. I haven't used the easy offer system. I don't really know what that is. And as you can see, you have an option here that is $19 that will actually send your undeliverable mail pieces, so you wouldn't have to worry about going through the process of scanning each individual letter. I just used the webcam to scan all the addresses that came back as undeliverable, and it's just as simple as that instead of spending another $19. You can do it if you want to, but it's pretty simple process whenever you do receive the undeliverable postcards back. You can choose what day you you want your mail to drop, you can send it out ASAP, or you can say, hey, I want my mail to go out on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. It's completely up to you. We're gonna just select Monday. This is what I really like right here. How much of your mail do you want to go out? So basically, you can send it all at once, or you can send multiple mail drops. Like I told you before, I like the multiple mail drop option because if I got 4,000 mail pieces that need to go out, then I just send 1,000 the first week, 1,000 the second, 1,000 the third, and 1,000 the fourth. That would be 4 weeks of drops. And right here where you see order notes, you can put any special instruction that you would like. And I'm pretty sure if they have any issues, they would definitely reach out to you to get everything situated. You can name your order, and this is where you will upload your list as a CSV. The same way you skip trace, the same way that you would upload it in the REI SIF, that's the same as that way that you would do it here. And the last question is just letting them know how many pieces you are sending out. So you may be sending out 100, you may be sending out 200. That's just where you're gonna put that information. So let's say that it's 200, and then you would just add to cart. So that's how simple direct mail can actually be. If you want to see a video on some great lists that you can choose from, feel free to check out this video right here. And like I said before, it'll just give you some ideas of lists that you can choose from and get you started on your direct mail journey. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.